Hey guys, welcome to the video. Thanks for joining today. Today is Sunday, September 17th, 2023. And I'm just doing a little training update, letting you know what's going on with me and what I've got coming up. I'm going to talk about my last 2 weeks of training. Last week, the week that ended September 10th, I always do my training, keep track of my training Monday through Sunday because it just evens it out a little bit more. I'm more likely to get more on the weekend, and I don't know whether I'm going to do more on Saturday or Sunday, so it actually works out better for me to keep it a little more even looking to do Monday through Sunday. Anyway, on that Monday the 4th, Labor Day, I actually ended up just doing a treadmill run of 6.5 miles. Tuesday, I was able to get out and I did a threshold workout. I did 3 times 8 minutes. At a harder pace. Ended up with a little over 5 miles on that run. I ran again on Thursday, about 5 miles. Nothing that special from home. I was doing some walking throughout the week, but on Saturday I got up and I ran a little over 4 miles in the morning, and then I turned on a football game in the afternoon, or I guess early evening. And I just started walking, and I walked 9.7 miles. I had hula loop on Sunday morning, the series of 6-hour races that I'm doing in this fall. There are 5 races every other weekend. And this week I had I needed to go to work at noon. The race started at 8, so I decided I was going to go run probably about 2.5 hours and then go shower and clean up and go to work. Well, I started last week. It's kind of strange. I started having a lot of trouble sleeping, and I guess I'm having some anxiety issues, which is all kind of new to me. I've usually been a good sleeper. I don't know why I'm waking up worrying, and I guess mental health things. I've been having some minor panic attack kind of things at night, which is anyway, so it's been interrupting my sleep. I've been having trouble getting good sleep. I guess pretty much all last that week of the 4th through the 10th, I would have a bad night of sleep, and then I would have a good night of sleep. But I didn't sleep well that Friday night. Well, then for the first time I had 2 nights in a row that didn't go well. I didn't sleep well Saturday night either. So when I went to the hula loop on Sunday morning, my little watch that now gives you like a training readiness score said I was my training readiness was 9 out of 100. So I was not, and it was suggesting that I rest and not run, but whatever, I went out and did it. Actually had a pretty good run. I ran for 2 hours and just under 2 hours and 25 minutes. I did 13.7 miles. Felt pretty good. Was tired toward the end, went home and showered and went to work. Then I proceeded this week to also Sunday night, Monday night, Tuesday night, Wednesday night. I was just not sleeping well at all. And every day my training readiness score was next to zero. And it was telling me to recover. I just really didn't feel well. So I did not run the first 4 days of this week, Monday through Thursday. I did do a few walks. But my running was pretty much non-existent. Like I said, the week of the 10th, my actual running ended up being 34.4 miles or something like that. And then I walked a lot. I ended up with 18 point something. I ended up with right on 53 miles the week of ending September 10th. But this week, since I was not sleeping well and not running, I actually didn't run until Friday morning. I had my first good night of sleep on Thursday night. It has been better the last few nights. Wouldn't say I'm quite back to sleeping the way I should, but I'm at least not waking up. I'm not having the panic attack type things or anything like that. So I am recovering a bit. I got up Friday morning and was just following to get out for a run. I was actually feeling really bad because this past week the weather really broke and was cooler. Instead of waking up with it being 80 degrees and getting up to 95 or 100 degrees Fahrenheit, we finally had a break in the weather where we're waking up with it being in the low 70s and only not getting out of the 80s most days. So it was like, after this hot summer, it was like the perfect time to get out and run. And I really wanted out there, but I just didn't feel good. I was tired. So I didn't run, like I said, Monday through Thursday. When I got up Friday morning after finally having a good night's sleep, I went out and ran. It was probably 75 degrees when I started. I went outside and I was just planning to do 3 or 4 miles, but I looked down and my watch was suggesting that I do a little interval workout. So I decided to do that. It was a 15-minute warm-up, and then you ran hard 1 minute, and then took a 3-minute jog between, and then you did 7 intervals of hard 1 minute. I did not hit the paces prescribed on my watch. It was saying I should be able to do, I've gotten a lot slower over the last few years, but it was suggesting 7:25 pace. I couldn't hit that. I was more like 7:45, 7:50 average. Now part of that was I was on a hilly course, and going up hills hurt me, but I also think part of my problem was I took off in my Ultra Torrens, trying to run in those fast. They're just too squishy, and they're squishy and flat, and they're great for long runs and recovery runs, but they are not good for picking up the pace. But anyway, it was still a good hard workout. Ended up with about 5.5 miles. Then I went out on Friday night and did Friday night lights at Trailhead Running Supply where I work. It was a nighttime run that we do from the store. We've done one a month or so the last few months, in conjunction with Blaze Trails Running, who puts on a lot of races. That was a lot of fun. I don't know how many people there were. I'm guessing 60 people or so there. And I just led a little group doing 4 miles. We actually did 4.2 or so, but it was a lot of fun and stayed and visited for a good while. really fun. I did not run on Saturday. Still feeling some need for recovery. I did go out this morning and I ran 4.5 miles or so. So this week I only ended up with a little over 14 miles of running, and with this walk I'll just end up with a little over 7 miles of walking. So I'm only ended up with a combined 21. So really a down week, but I'm not going to worry about it. Just happy that I'm starting to sleep a little bit better. I'm getting a bit more recovered. Based on the half marathon, the hula loop that I did, where I did 13.7 something in 224, 225. I'm guessing this weekend when I run the Paris Pair half, that I'm shooting for something around 2:15 for the half marathon. Much slower than a few years ago when I got through half marathon in under 2 hours. But I looked at last year, my first year after my heart attack a few years ago, and last year I ran 2:13. So I think I'm going to be in that ballpark again, maybe ever slightly slower, but I should be very close. One thing I don't know is how the weather will cooperate. I think right now, I mean, we start at 7 p.m. and they're calling for highs in the upper 80s that day. So we'll just see what ends up being with the weather and see how it goes. Anyway, I'm hoping if I'm sleeping okay and it's not too hot that I'm going to be in that range, the 2:13, 2:15, somewhere in there. But I'm really looking forward to doing the race. I don't run half marathons on the road very often. I think the last couple I've done half marathons on the road were the last two Paris Pairs. But I did run a half marathon on the trails back in March at Grasslands, but that's quite a different experience doing it on the trails. It's a bit slower. Anyway, I also, during this period, I had done I think I reported on one of my last videos that I've been doing this training exercise that guy on YouTube that is a running form coach recommends. Fredrik, God, now I'm gonna say it wrong. I think it's like Nielsen. I think I'm saying his last name right. I'll put it down in the link in the description. But he had these little things where you bound on your toes for a period of time and alternate that with rest periods or walk periods is what I was doing. And it's a 8-week protocol that's supposed to increase your speed by some percentage. Well, I finished the protocol about last Sunday, and of the 56 sessions, you're supposed to do about a 5-minute session every day for 8 weeks. I did 53 of the 56 sessions. So I don't know if it's done any good for me or not, but it's pretty easy to add 5 minutes to your day, and it makes some sense to me. So I tried that out. That's about it for me. I think I'm going to try to take advantage in the next couple days of the cooler weather and try to get out and do the Cooper fitness test. I did one at the beginning of summer where it said my VO2 max was just under 42. So I'm going to try to do another 12-minute test where you just see how much distance you can cover in 12 minutes and then put it into a calculator. And I want to see if I've improved at all, both with the running over the summer and doing the little exercises, and then I've done a number of VO2 max intervals over the summer too. So we'll just see if that's improved at all. I kind of wanted to wait for it to be a little cooler, and there's going to be the next few mornings it's going to be in the upper 60s, so I think that's good enough to do a 12-minute test. Anyway, that's really all I have going on for today. I've rambled on for a really long time. I hope you're having a great week. Your training's going well. If you don't mind sharing, I'd love it if you'd put some comments in telling me how your training's going or what you have coming up as far as races coming up. I like knowing what people are doing. Other than that, I hope you're having a wonderful day. Keep moving.